This video right now is a person named Jackie came to me through my Instagram DMs and said, Pace, I've got an opportunity in Tacoma, Washington, seller finance, but the seller is being told by their financial advisor and their lender and their real estate agent that this transaction can't be done. And I'm like, okay, well, think about that. You have three people all financially benefiting from the transaction. If the seller doesn't go your direction, if they go the other direction, these other three people get paid. I wonder why they're giving that advice. Well, what's great is I told Jackie, hey, Jackie, you know what? I'm all about helping people. I prefer to talk to the seller directly because the information you are giving me is actually so incorrect. I can already tell. Just get me on the phone with the seller. And what's fun is this video is me getting on the phone with the seller and working through the objections. Some of the objections are, well, Pace, I would sell my house to you subject to, but my VA loan won't allow me. Okay, well, I overcome that objection. Pace, I would sell my house to you subject to, but my new lender told me I can't buy my new house without selling the old one. Okay, overcome that objection. Hey, Pace, now the seller's husband gets on the phone later in the call and says, Pace, I have a lien for my business attached to the house. Is that going to be a problem? So I overcome three really big objections all in this call. And you guys get to see me talk to the seller. So please, if I'm providing value to you and I'm helping impact your real estate business, make a comment down below, share this, help me out. I wanna grow my channel. Obviously we put a lot of time, a lot of energy into this. I'm very intentional when I get a call from a seller. I purposely record it. It takes a lot of energy, it takes a lot of editing, it takes payroll, it takes expenses to bring these to you guys. So please, make a comment, show this channel some love, and if you haven't already, subscribe and share it with some of your friends. Thank you so much and enjoy the video.
Hello, Tanya speaking.
Hi, is it Tanya or Tania?
Tanya.
Hi, my name is Pace. How you doing?
Doing well, thanks.
You keep getting all these people calling you and bothering you about your house, huh?
Oh yeah,
What
they do.
What a stress.
Sometimes it is.
Yeah, I can imagine. So Jackie was telling me that she's trying to buy your house and she's bringing me in to be her partner on the deal. And she said that you were having some challenges with maybe your real estate agent and maybe somebody else that was kind of fighting you on making the decision.
Well, actually, I was not very much familiar about the word subject to. So when I got in touch with Jackie, and she said like they are happy to buy my house as a subject to. So I did a little bit more research into it, and then I spoke with my financial advisor. He said that I'm looking to buy another house as well. If I put this house as a subject to, I will not be able to purchase the other house which I'm planning to buy because this house will be still on my name, and lenders will not give me any loan or anything. And that is the case because I looked for a house in a black diamond. We liked one which is around 950-ish.
Yeah.
So when I spoke with the lender did give me a letter of approval with a condition that I have to sell this house first to get approved for the second loan.
Okay, so I've been doing subject to for a very long time. And I've ran into a lot of lenders that think that that's the case. But with, I've probably done this about 300 times with other sellers who had the same condition. And they came to us and they said, hey, I want to sell my house to you subject to, but my lender gave me a condition that says I can't buy the new house unless I completely sell the other one and get it out of my name.
Correct.
And I'll tell you the same thing I've told all of them, and I'll walk you through exactly how to do it. Your lender is wrong, and your lender just hasn't had the experience of how to handle it. So subject to has been done for well over 100 years. It's been around for a very long time. And there are lenders and ways to buy a new house without getting the loan out of your name. It's very possible, and I've never seen it not able to be done.
Okay.
Okay,
but
so
the thing is, I'm going through VA. So, I'll be having like 0% down, and it needs to get approved from a VA as well.
Yep, that's fine.
Okay.
All of that's fine. I've done VA loans. We've done FHA loans. We've done conventional loans. We've done adjustable rate jumbo loans. We've done all of it. Is that the only concern with subject to? Because that's really easy to overcome.
Well, it is. So let's say that we do the subject to thing, right?
Uh-huh.
But my name will still be attached to it. How? Is there any way you just completely buy it out? So I'll be like, okay, fine, I'm gone. I just pack my bags and leave.
I mean, that'd be a really bad investment decision on my part. What would be the benefit for me doing that?
So what will be the benefits if you do subject to?
So the benefit of subject to, well, man, there's probably 20 really, really strong benefits, but benefit number one, do you see how challenging it is for you to go get a loan on a new house, and how much paperwork and how much money everybody charges you in lender fees and all of that kind of stuff? In a subject to transaction, I don't have to do any of that. So that's one benefit out of 20. It's way faster to buy properties on subject to than it is with going out and getting a new loan. Benefit number two is I don't have to go get a loan to pay off your loan. The only people in that transaction that make any money is not you and it's not me. It's two lenders making all the money. And so a benefit of subject to is it allows two parties to work directly with each other to work out a transaction without making everybody else all the money. The other thing is real estate agents. We can avoid real estate agents altogether. And look, I'm married to a real estate agent. My business partner is a real estate agent, but they charge a lot of money for us to buy houses from each other. And so with subject to, you can avoid that. Okay. Another benefit of subject to, which a lot of our sellers are happy with, is that the loan stays in your name and it actually improves and grows your credit. So people that, they are worried, well, what about this in my name? Like, it's a benefit to you. How is that not a great benefit to keep the loan in your name for a couple more years? So questions people ask all the time, well, what happens if you walk away from the home, right? What happens if I tell people, what if I get abducted by an alien? Right? Like,
who's gonna pay?
Yeah, really. What happens if I get abducted by an alien and I'm not even on the planet anymore? Who's going to make that payment, and what does that do to you? Mm-hmm. Right? That's a question you got to ask yourself in a subject to transaction. So the answer to that is, number one, the down payment that you're asking for is what secures that and almost guarantees I wouldn't do that. And if I do that, essentially what you do is you get to take the house back with no issue of foreclosure, no issue of anything else. We signed a document that says the house goes back to you and you keep all my money. You keep my down payment. You keep all the payments I made along the way. You keep any renovations I did. You keep everything. Now, we've done thousands of these transactions. We own title companies. We've been around for a very long time, and we've never been abducted by an alien, and we've never defaulted on any of these transactions. But the down payment is what secures you and makes sure that we don't.
Okay. So I have one more question.
Yes.
I'm approved for around, like, if I go and buy a house, I have a pre-approval for around like 1.2 or 1.3.
Okay.
I was thinking to sell this house so I can afford 1.2, 1.3 house. The house which we look is, as I informed, 950, but I'm planning to drop that house. Like, I didn't commit it on that one. I'm just trying to, go for the higher one.
Did you already find another house?
Well, there are a few in the market which I might go and put. I was thinking about putting a contingency, but I cannot do it anything right now because my whole big family is over here for Christmas. They must stay here till January or February, I believe.
Okay.
And we're like 10 to 15 people in a house right now.
Fun.
So I cannot do contingency right now because there will be people coming to see the house and everything, and 15 guys will go out. Like, it's going to be too much hassle for me.
Okay.
So once they leave, that's why I postponed it. Like, once they leave, that was my plan. I put contingency on the house, which will be at least 12 or 13, 1.2, 1.3. And, I can, if I get rid of this one, I can go for the better one. Mm-hmm. The only reason I went for 950 was because I was trying to keep both the houses, this one as well the new one.
Yeah.
But after talking to this financial advisor and the lenders and everybody, I came to know that I cannot, I'm not approved until I sell this house. That's the condition they gave me.
So I've had this condition multiple times, like I said, and I'm happy to talk to your lender and educate them on how to do the transaction. Even my own personal house I bought years and years ago, I had a seller was selling his house to me, subject to. And his name is Dave. And Dave is a great guy. He'd be happy to even talk to you and give you a testimonial and all that stuff. But Dave told me the same thing. He said, Pace, I can't sell my house to you subject to. I have to get rid of it. My lender gave me a contingency that says I have to sell the house and I have to get the mortgage paid off. And I said, Dave, I don't mean to be mean or derogatory towards your lender, but your lender just isn't experienced enough. Can I talk to your lender, please? So I spoke to the lender and we structured it in a way that the loan that I'm buying from you, the house I'm taking over, does not show up on your debt to income ratio, and it will allow you to go and remove that contingency, and it will remove that condition because we are showing that it's being what we call serviced. Okay. And that's a long conversation for maybe a call with me and your lender, but I can call your lender and I can walk your lender through it and structure it in a way that you can remove that condition and we can buy the house subject to.
Okay.
It just requires me to talk to your lender. It's pretty simple.
All right. And who's going to talk to the VA? Because we bought this house for around 600,000, I mean, in 2019, I believe.
Okay.
And then we refinanced this one. And so now we owe like around 945 or 950.
Okay.
I'm not sure about the exact amount. So that's the reason VA was very much concerned about us buying a new house, saying that, hey, you just refinanced this house, you just cashed out some money, and now you want to sell this house. We are not happy with the decision. I had a conversation with the VA as well about this, and VA was kind of irritated because of my refinance decision. How are you going to help us in that? Like, even if you look for a house, and what if VA says like, we are not going to approve your loan?
Well, why don't you let me talk to the VA?
Okay.
Your VA loan, just so you know, the loan that I'm taking over is a VA loan. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Inside your VA loan documentation, it shows people exactly how to do a subject to transaction. It's in their lending documents. So they know it exists, and we can pull that up and we can even talk about how it's actually called what we call a mirror wrap. I know that's a really technical term and it doesn't make sense to a lot of people, but I would purchase your house using a mirror wrap. And that mirror wrap is actually discussed and talked about in your VA lending documents that you signed when you refinanced your home. So all we do is we follow their instructions on how to do the transaction, and they'll let the transaction go through.
Okay.
I'm not making any of this stuff up. It's in their paperwork.
Yeah, I'll look at that. I never heard about it, but yeah, I'm going to just a little bit of research of my own once I,
Of course.
have some space time.
And I can have my title company and my escrow officer talk to them as well. It's an easy transaction, just needs a couple of phone calls to be made.
Okay. Oh, everything sounds interesting. How about you just give me some time so I can discuss this with my husband as well, because it will be like both of us decision, not just mine.
Of course.
So once he's at home, I can have a word with him.
Yep.
And meanwhile, if possible, can you please send me information about your title company and some information like your name and your contact information, everything. So if my husband wants to get back to you, he can give you a call.
Of course. Happy to do it. Can you send me a text message on my phone?
Certainly. Is the same number you're calling from?
Yeah,
that's
my personal cell phone. Send me a text message with your email and I'll send you an email with a whole, credibility package and all that kind of stuff.
Certainly, I'll do that. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Anytime. Happy to help.
Yep, we'll get back to you by today. If not today, I'm going to give some time for my husband as well. And
you don't need to get back to me today.
Tuesday.
I'm going to spend the rest of my day with my kids and my wife, and I'm sure you want to do the same things. So just reach
Yes,
out to me on
100.
Monday or
Bye-bye.
Tuesday. No rush.
Certainly, I'll do that. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Yeah, you get it. Bye.
All right. So the seller's husband called me and he wants to chat. So I am calling him to chat about his questions.
Hello?
Hey, Neil, how you doing?
Doing good. How are you?
I'm good. My name's Pace, just in case your wife didn't catch that.
Oh, yes, she didn't.
Oh, okay.
Can you just hang on and let me put my headphone on?
Of course.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. So the question is how everything's going to work out. I'm okay to deal with all this. Only thing is I have a lien on my house. So how
You have a lien. You have a lien on your house in the form of a mortgage, or you have another lien outside of that?
another lien outside of that? It's a business lien.
Okay. What's the lien for?
It's for the company I own. Actually one company.
Okay. How big is the lien?
So the first lien, it's a two lien actually. First lien is for $289,000,
Got it.
and second lien is 178. So basically, I have to sell this house, and whatever the proceeds go, it's going to split into the two ways.
Got it. So if you sell the house, I mean, didn't you guys do a refinance at like 950,000?
Yeah, I did refinance. Yeah.
Okay, so you owe the bank 950, and then you have a couple of business liens for a total of another $300,000 roughly.
Yes.
Got it. So you actually owe 1.25 million on the house.
No. So I have 855.
Yeah.
On a mortgage.
Okay.
Then the lien actually, it's not the house value. It's basically whatever I sell it, it's going to split into two ways.
Okay.
So let's say I sell the price right now, the market value for my house is $1,010,000.
Okay.
So I'm willing to sell it for $1 million. So that $145,000 remaining balance is split into two ways, and it's going to go to those lenders. One is a Timberland Bank, and another one is a TRR LLC. I bought a business last year for $775,000. So that's a lien for it.
That makes sense. Okay. Well, we would just have to put an agreement together that I would take the house with the liens, but I would not owe the liens. I would just say the liens are not my responsibility, even though they would essentially be underneath the house that I own. And we would just figure out some sort of long-term payment arrangement or something. What's your payment arrangement with them? Is it long-term?
It's a long-term. It's going through my business account, nothing through the house.
Okay.
So it's automatic deduction every month.
Oh, okay. Yeah. We can just, the way you do that, we just structure the paperwork to just state that you're making the payments, not me, and we can figure it out easy.
Okay. But so the VA put a condition about the new purchase of the house, saying that I have to basically sell this house.
Mm-hmm.
So how are you going to talk with them? I can give you the number and everything. So how are you going to proceed? That's the thing I'm worried about. Are they going, because if they're willing to approve my loan right now, I can just purchase that house and close it on 20th, or maybe 5 days from 20th.
Okay. So Neil, you're a businessman, right? Sounds like.
Yeah.
So
I'm a businessman. I own.
How many times have you had employees tell customers things that are not correct because your employees are brand new?
Yes, because a lot, many times. Yeah,
right. Me too.
Every day.
Me too. And it's not any different with a bank. It's not any different with lenders. It's not any different with anybody else. You talk to people who are not experienced in something and they just say, sorry, this is what I read in the book, or this is what I was told to tell you, or this is what I learned in training. And that's what they hear. And then they turn around and that's what they tell you. So when we talk to the VA, essentially what I'm doing with the VA is I'm educating them on things that they don't even know are possible inside of the VA. So for example, your VA loan has lending documents that you signed when you refinance that house. And inside those documents, there are instructions on exactly how to do the transaction that we're talking about, which is a creative finance transaction where I take over the mortgage and I take over the deed. their lending documents give the instructions on how to do it. And so a lot of times you'll talk to a VA or somebody from the VA, and because they're just a person sitting behind a desk, they're really not experienced or educated on everything that the VA is possible to do. And so what I do is I get on the phone with them and I walk them through that. And I say, hey, this is something you might not know about. And this is something that is in your documents. This is not something I made up. This is something is in your documents. Now, sometimes you'll get people that just go, wow, that's amazing. I didn't know about that. Or you'll get somebody that goes, this is not possible. And I go, great. Well, why don't we talk to your supervisor and get them on the phone? And then we figure it out with their supervisor, because they'll take a day or two and they finally realize, wow, this is in here. This is amazing. It's not commonly done every single day. That's why they don't know about it, or they didn't suggest you do it this way. But all I do is I walk them through what their lending documents already have inside of it, and we overcome the objection and we overcome the condition of selling your house, and we proceed forward with the transaction.
So basically, so whose loan that's going to be under as a, let's say they check my credit, they're still going to show that loan is under my name, right?
Yeah, that is correct. Yeah.
So that's another thing too.
No, it's the same thing with your lender. So I told this to your wife, but I'm happy to tell it to you as well. We've done this we've done this specific type of transaction over 300 times, where a seller is in the process of buying a new, larger home, and their new lender for that loan told them, you are approved to buy this new home, but you have to sell the other one to take down your debt to income ratio. And
yes.
Right. So you're being told that. And then same thing, I get on the phone with your lender and I walk them through the process to show them that the information that they've been working with is incorrect, and that you can keep a mortgage in your name and still get approved for the new home. What we do is we involve a servicing company. Okay. So a servicing company is where let's say I take over the payments on your house. I don't make the payments directly to the VA or to your bank. What I do is I make the payments directly to a servicing company who services the transaction and is licensed to handle the payments for this type of transaction. When you go through a servicing company and you can show your new lender that it's being serviced and it's being handled by somebody who is a third-party licensed vendor, they will reduce your debt to income ratio based on the fact that we are proving you are not the one making the payments and I am the one making payments. So even though it's on your credit, we show through a servicing company that I'm making the payments, you're not responsible for those payments. Therefore, your new lender will remove that from your debt to income ratio and allow you to move forward with the new transaction on the new home.
Okay.
And I suggested to your wife, I said, let me get on the phone with your lender, and I'm happy to talk to him. I've done it again. Our company's done it over 300 times.
Okay. Yeah. So I did email my lender, and I'm still waiting on a phone call. As soon as I have a phone call, I will give her your number, and probably she'll call you. And
perfect. Yeah. I'm happy to talk to them. Happy to walk through it. Happy to get my attorney on the call with them if they need to. Happy to get my my title company on the transaction with them. Whatever they need to overcome it, we'll figure it out.
Okay. Yeah. So give me maybe today's Sunday. Obviously, she's not gonna call me tomorrow. She might call, and after that, we'll see what's gonna happen.
Yeah, no problem on my end. I told your wife Mondays are really, really hard for me because that's the day I have all my back-to-back meetings. I go basically from 6 o'clock in the morning until about 9 o'clock at night, just back-to-back meetings. And so Monday is going to be really hard for me, but I can do it anytime Tuesday.
Okay, we'll set it up for Tuesday then.
Perfect.
Okay, we'll just wait a phone call from my lender and we'll go from there.
All right, thank you, Neil. I appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you for calling.
All right, talk to you soon. Bye.